morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss the topic of economics, where we have already studied about what is money, what was the previous transactable currencies which were not there actually, and the system which was used previously, that was barter system. So definitely we discussed what were the difficulties in the barter system, and there came a need of creating an instrument that is called money, so that we can have something to exchange with all the commodities which we want to deal or which we want to buy. And then they created this instrument that is money. So there are various forms of this. Okay, now forms are of largely two types, that is fiat money or fiduciary money, and the next is full bodied money and credit money. Okay, so firstly we will be discussing about fiat money. So what is fiat money? Fiat money is the money which is being created by the government. Okay, which is created by the government in form of coins and notes. Okay, the normally used instrument which we normally use in forms of coins and paper printed money, that will come under fiat money, and this money is printed only by the government. That is, in India, if we talk about India, Reserve Bank of India is the whole and sole epitome which is allowed to print such money. No other company or the businessman can actually print these money or the coins which are to be used in the exchange system of India. So RBI is the whole and soul for printing these fiat money. Now when we come to fiduciary money, that are all the checks, if you say, the checks which can be used as an instrument other than the money, like other than the paper money or the printed money. If you want to exchange the amount with any other person, then you use checks. For example, if you're not using the money, you use checks which are also again given by the banks or the certified institutes only. So when you use such type of thing, that also comes under money, and because it is being allowed by the government, only that particular bonds or checks are allowed to be treated as fiduciary money, because the value of that particular instrument, say for that matter checks, will be rendered till the dated amount. Like if you say that this check will be paid after 3 months, any person whomsoever this particular check is handed over, then he or she can encash that particular instrument at that given date or even before that date. Of course, so that is fiduciary money. Fiat money in form of coins and notes, printed notes, or you can say paper notes, that all will come under fiat money. And fiduciary money will be something which is promised, the instrument which caters to the need of payment in the future, or other than if you don't have money in forms of coins and papers with you, you can use a fiduciary for in the same. Now if you come to full bodied money and credit money. Now what is full bodied money? Like if there is rupees 1 printed on the coin, okay, so the face value and the value of exchange for that particular point will be same. For example, if you are telling 1 rupees, if you are going in the market with 1 rupee, you can only buy the commodity of 1, because the actual value of that point is 1. So whenever you if you have a rupee or note of 500, the value of that particular note will not be of 300. Okay, it will not be reduced. anything which is printed on that particular note, anything which is printed on that particular coin is the actual value of that exchangeable instrument. But when you come to credit money, the face value can be more than the actual thing. Say for example, if there is silver coin and if it is printed 1 rupee on the same. So what will happen? The credit money, the value on the face value is only 1, but when you see the actual price value of that particular thing, it will be more than the printed value. So that is a credit money where the printed value is not same as the market value of that particular product, of that particular instrument or money for that matter. So these are the 4 very imperative forms of money which is used in the economy very largely. Fiat money in forms of coins and papers, which the government gives the right, the government has the only right to print that. Fiduciary money in forms, for example, checks and etc., which are used as an exchange of money for future dates as well, and also for the current date. If you don't have money as such, you just sign a check and you hand over to the person. The person has to accept it. He can go and encash it in any possible bank, in any verified bank of the government. Next is full-bodied money, where the actual printed value on any instrument is exchangeable with only the value which is printed on that particular instrument. But when we come to credit money, it can so happen that the actual value of that instrument is more than the printed value on the same. Say for example, silver coins, gold coins, or any other bond which has more value than the printed value. So these are 4 forms of money which are largely used in the economy, and Indian economy has all these things. Largely we don't have a lot of credit money, like we don't see silver coins and gold coins. It is not even allowed. People in very festivals or in exchange, when in terms of gifts and etc., they use credit money, or even in printed bonds and etc., you can say credit money is used. But normally what we use in exchange is a full bodied money, where the actual printed value is the actual value of that particular exchangeable thing. But full bodied, like say for example, if we see a point of 5 rupees, if you melt that, the metal which will be remaining, maybe it's not the value of 5 rupees. So here it is very evident that the printed amount, that is 5 rupees, is more valuable than the actual metal of that coin. So it can so happen in full bodied money, whatever the amount is printed on it, you get the value to use it in the economy. So please read out the stuff. Any queries, let me know. Thank you.